If she gave herself to him within hours but asked you to wait for months, it was never about timing. It was never about respect, values, or boundaries. It was about how she viewed you the moment she met you. You didn't lose because you had no worth. You lost because she could read you like a script. There was no mystery, no tension, no spark. She didn't have to think about it. She felt it right away. And that feeling, it placed you in a box fast. Here's the hard reality. You were never in the group you thought you were, not because you said the wrong thing, but because your energy told her everything before your words even had a chance to. You walked in wanting to impress. You walked in with nothing to prove. And that difference, she felt it like a jolt. It wasn't even a thought. This isn't about blaming her. It's about seeing what no one ever told you, because acting like otherwise is costing you years of emotional confusion. You're not here to feel better, you're here to wake up. And after this, you'll never see rejection the same way again. Not as a loss, but as a signal, a powerful signal that something in you must change if you ever want to be seen differently. So, let's begin. Let's take apart the illusion piece by piece. Let's continue. She doesn't need 3 dates to know who you are. She doesn't need fancy dinners or deep talks under the stars. She sees you before you say a single word, not with her eyes, but with her gut. Your presence tells her everything. Your energy hands her the full script. And in less than 10 seconds, you've already been placed. Not fairly, not consciously, but instantly. And she only has 3 boxes. Box 1, the man she sleeps with when she wants a rush, a thrill, something raw. The unpredictable guy who stirs her body before her brain even catches up. Box 2, the provider, the man who offers security, validation, comfort. Nice, safe, stable, but not a fire in her soul. Box 3, the friend. Harmless, soft, safe, but never touched, never wanted. And here's the part most men never get. You don't climb your way up. You don't move boxes by putting in more effort. She doesn't move you just because you waited, paid, or stayed. Once she puts you, you become part of the background. Polite, predictable, forgettable. You thought trying would change her mind. It doesn't. Because this isn't about what you do. It's about perception. And perception is quick. She decided before the conversation even began. Now ask yourself, which box were you in? There are only 3 parts a man can play in her story, and only one of them leads to passion. Make sure you watch until the very end of this video, because the most important insight is coming up. You don't want to miss it.
Let's look at each one. First, the wild card. He's daring, unpredictable. He doesn't play safe. He doesn't praise. He teases. He doesn't seek permission. He stirs emotion. He enters her life like a spark, and then she's wide awake. He makes her feel something basic, and when it feels that real, that raw, she doesn't wait. She doesn't think. She just acts. Second, the stable one. He's dependable, kind, and predictable. She might picture a future with him, but never a night she can't forget. She tells her friends he's sweet, but her body never longs for him. She delays intimacy, not because she's being careful, but because there's no need, no fire, no pull. Third, the emotional mule. He listens, he supports, he gives without stopping. He pays, he waits, he hopes. But what he gets back is not hunger, just hugs. Not craving, just comfort. He becomes her journal, but never her desire. And if you've ever found yourself holding her tears while she goes to someone else, you now understand the role you accepted without knowing. There are 3 kinds, and every man is already in one. Which one are you? Lust doesn't wait. It doesn't need a reason. It doesn't ask for allowance. If she feels it, she moves. And if she doesn't, no collection of good deeds will change her mind. The man she sleeps with quickly. He didn't ask. He didn't show. He didn't earn. He walked in carrying a quiet pull. A silent force, a presence that made her body say yes before her thoughts ever caught up. There's something about him, not in what he says, but in the way he is. You, on the other hand, showed up safe, emotionally available, kind, and respectful. She smiled. She thanked you, but she didn't feel it. Because safety without spark is not desirable. It's comfort, and comfort doesn't make her want to reach for you. It makes her feel like she should thank you and then leave. And you wonder why nothing ever happened, why she'd call you sweet but move away. You did everything right. You listened, you cared, you stayed. But here's the hard truth. You never touched the part of her that needed to be woken up. Because desire isn't built like trust. It's not a long build. It's a flash, a jolt. It doesn't develop, it ignites. And if that ignition doesn't happen soon, you'll spend months chasing something that was never there. Not because you weren't good enough, but because her body never reacted when you walked in. That's the part they never tell you. That's the part they leave out of love advice. If this is making sense to you, please show your support by liking this video and subscribing to the Manipulated Mind channel. It really helps.
But now, you understand the nice guy doesn't fail because he's good. He fails because he's needy. He gives what no one requested, buys presents to earn emotion, texts first, texts again, then feels anger when she stays silent. But here's the thing. She never asked. She didn't reject kindness. She rejected the weight behind it. It wasn't generosity. It was a cry for help. You weren't being used. You were being ignored. But you kept showing up, kept offering, kept giving. So she took, and she told herself, he's just a friend. But let's be honest, friends don't pay rent. Friends don't fixate over Instagram stories. Friends don't wait months in silence hoping to be seen. You weren't her friend. You were her padding, her fallback, her emotional safety net. A man she could depend on but never move toward. And she never respected that. Not because you were weak, but because you gave yourself without being asked. Not once, but again and again. That's not love. That's giving up without return. That's wishing instead of leading. That's setting yourself on fire so she can feel warm. And deep down, you knew it. You just didn't want to accept it. But now you can't unsee it. And that understanding, that's your power. You think it's about money or height or sending the perfect message, but it's not. It never was. She doesn't remember your car. She doesn't remember your texts. She doesn't remember how much you earn. She remembers one thing, how you made her feel. The ones she chooses quickly, they don't always look better. They just leave more of an impression. They carry unease in their voice. They speak with a break. They move like they've got nothing to prove. And that disturbs her. But it also pulls her in because mystery creates resistance. Resistance creates curiosity. And curiosity is what breaks her logic and makes her body respond. You're sitting there talking about goals. He's leaning in, saying nothing. And she feels it. Not in her head, but in her back, in her breath, in her gut. It's something she can't describe. And that's exactly why she follows it. Because the human mind is designed to chase what it doesn't understand. She doesn't want to figure you out. She wants to feel you. And if you're too easy to read, too ready, too scheduled, she doesn't chase. She classifies. And that's the moment you get removed. Let's expose a few myths, because these mistakes are costing good men everything. If she isn't drawn to you, stop trying to get her over. The more you give, the less she feels. A compliment too soon? She rolls her eyes because she hasn't earned it. It feels worthless. Pay too early? You become her provider. You've just placed yourself in the safe zone. Text her all the time? You've just made her the focus of your life. You gave her a position she never asked to sit on. And what happens when someone gets attention without effort? They don't cherish it. They put up with it until they don't. Remember to like this video and subscribe to The Manipulated Mind for more truths that others are afraid to tell you. You think generosity builds attraction? It doesn't. It only makes stronger what's already there. Without desire, your kindness feels like a deal, an invisible contract, a quiet, please like me, hidden behind every gift and good morning text. But here's what you missed. She doesn't sleep with deals. She sleeps with chances. She gives herself to the man who feels unpredictable, not the one who makes perfect sense.
You're not losing because you're bad. You're losing because you're planned, predictable. She doesn't want to be purchased. She wants to be affected. And that doesn't happen when everything about you shouts, safe. Safe doesn't stir emotion. Safe doesn't stay. Safe doesn't make her stare at the ceiling, wondering what makes you work. It makes her feel nothing. Flirting isn't about being humorous. It's not about polished lines or clever words. It's energy, a quiet confidence, a calm presence with a spark of fun. It's not what you say, it's how you are. Speak slowly, look her in the eye, say less, pause more. You're not flirting to win, you're watching, you're reading her pattern. You're not chasing a reaction, you're creating unease. If she leans in, you give her warmth. If she steps back, you withdraw without resistance. No drama, no proving, no emotional pleading. Because you understand something most men don't. Real presence doesn't shout, it fascinates. You don't shout your value, you make her interested. And when she can't figure you out, her mind races. And that's when her body listens. Because mystery makes people feel. And desire, it's not reasonable. It's not earned by naming your qualities like a resume. It's born in the unseen, the unsaid, the vibe that stays in the space between words. Seduction isn't about saying the perfect thing. It's about being the man who doesn't need to say anything at all. Here's the rule that no one teaches you. Spark her curiosity before you use your energy. Never give your time to someone who hasn't leaned in first. Attraction isn't built by putting in. It's built by affect. Let her feel your presence. Before you offer your attention, let her want you. Before you make a move, let her show interest. Before you open your wallet, your calendar, or your heart, you're not here to try out. You're not here to be selected. You are the prize. Act like it. Because when you chase, you change the power. And the moment she senses your energy is seeking her acceptance, the attraction dies. Stop trying to impress. Start becoming the pull. She doesn't fall for men who try the hardest. She falls for the one who's hardest to forget. That's not pride. That's magnetic calm. That's presence without a show. Strength without fight. Power without force. You weren't rejected because you lacked value. You were rejected because your energy never aroused her. She slept with him because he didn't push, didn't beg, didn't promote himself. He simply existed. Deep, quiet, calm. And she fell into his frame because it was stronger than hers. You thought effort would make her choose you, but it was never about effort. It was about vibration. You've been broadcasting a need. He broadcast calmly, and that's the law. She didn't choose him because he was wealthier or more powerful or better looking. She chose him because his energy wasn't trying to be chosen. He didn't react. He didn't shift his frame for her approval. He didn't try out. He simply existed. A complete presence. A man firm in who he is. And that alone, that quiet confidence, was louder than anything you could have said. No tactic will override this. No pickup line will save you. Stop chasing women who labeled you before you spoke. Stop trying to impress those who already felt nothing. Instead, become a presence so complete that even your silence makes her wonder who you really are. She doesn't choose based on what you offer. She chooses based on how you make her feel. So, make her feel or be ignored. If this gave you clarity, if even one line in this video made something inside you change, then you're already changing. You're no longer playing the role of the forgotten nice guy. You're stepping into something rarer, unshakable masculinity, a kind of manhood that doesn't seek approval. It commands attention by its very presence. And that's how attraction is born, not in the loudness, but in the stillness you bring. So let me ask you, what part of this truth hit you the hardest? And more importantly, what are you going to do with it now? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk. Let's build a generation of men who are not just liked, but respected. Not just seen, but felt. Not because they try, but because they embody presence. If this spoke to your soul, tap that like button. Subscribe to The Manipulated Mind and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Your support helps spread these important messages.